Good morning. Welcome to Meriwether Beach. Another beautiful day, April. Be a bit later when this gets on the website due to the popular demand of our podcast. But welcome, Beach Business Breakfast Show. Stave Hall with Jeremy again. Our guest today is Rod. Rod's got a couple of businesses that he's going to tell us about, which is good. It's just a reminder: the Beach Business Breakfast, third Thursday of every month, 7:30 till 8:30. Meriwether Surf Club, $10, gets you informal networking, great opportunity to meet new business contacts and hopefully grow your business. So Rod, thanks for coming in this morning.
I need some shades too.
Yeah,
thanks very much, David.
We do have some. Norm had a spare pair before. I should have got them for you.
Borrow mine if you like.
Jeremy's
borrow mine?
back. Yeah, use
That's
Jeremy's.
all right, I'm just squinting into the sun.
He's got his back towards.
Yeah, and then
That's Jeremy's best side. So that's cool.
this could be my best side.
You may not need two pairs, but
Not
I'd just like to.
But anyway, listen.
Jeremy's got his a new shirt on today.
Yep.
From Lowe's, which is good, and Rod is in his shirt with Vanuatu on it. But he's
Still waiting for our Lowe's sponsorship. Anyone out there that works at Lowe's will
come forward, please.
Accept what t-shirts?
T-shirts, shirts, board shorts.
Yeah, anything like that.
All good of a Vanuatu and Steeler shirt.
Yep, sensational. So Rod said he'd never actually been to Vanuatu, but someone gave him the shirt. It's a beautiful shirt. So Rod, thanks for coming in. So
thank you very much.
Now we know you've been in the beach breakfast for basically since the start, which is fantastic, and you've got a couple of businesses. What did you do before you sort of started doing what you're doing now? What's your sort of background? What did you do?
Ooh. Listen, first of all, I just want to thank you very much, and I think it's a really great thing that you guys are putting on, and hopefully you can touch a lot of people's lives, which I'm sure you do.
Yeah, we're getting very, very good feedback about the Beach Business Breakfast and about the podcast, and they're a bit of fun, and it's an opportunity for people to get to know you and then go, hey, I want to do business with that guy, or here's some people I want to give. Tell people about, so they'll use him or her or them or whatever. So.
Enough self-congratulating though. Onto Rod.
Onto the show.
Okay, background was grew up farming. Background's in agriculture basically.
What sort of agriculture? What sort of?
Seed, farm, tobacco, cattle, corn. Yeah, maize or wheat.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that was in South Africa?
Zimbabwe.
Yep.
Irrigation engineer and agronomist by profession.
Okay.
Yeah, wanted to give my children a better life and a future for them. So here I am in paradise.
Oh, that's fantastic.
People don't realise how good they got it.
Escape to Australia.
Anyway.
Very good. So with your businesses, send out cards is one thing that you do. Tell us a bit about that.
Pretty much after an accident, I got passionate about passive income.
Yep.
So whether you're sick or whether you're not, or whether you're old or whether you're young, you've got an income coming in 24/7.
Yeah.
So, the first thing that started was I got into investment properties because I figured if you get a passive, you have 5 properties, you go to work because you like working, not like helping people, not because you have to work. Pretty much. And the biggest limiting factor I discovered was trying to facilitate finance. Banks and things are specifically for investment properties are not so good. Coupled with that, I later discovered residual income, which is through network marketing, and I used a tool in my investment property and mortgage business, which was a company called Send Out Cards.
Okay.
And I just used to send cards by mail with a gift or just a personal touch thanking them for, and it really did a hell of a lot for my business. It's a great tool. People don't get things in the post, and just heartfelt things, genuine, you know what I mean? You create your own cards, you send them for about $2.50 a card, delivered on their door. And then recently, only in December, I decided to treat it as a business, not as a tool for my business. So over a period of about 4 or 5 years, you'll have an income of anything $500 to $1,000 a week coming in from people you don't even know. So it's just multiple income streams. But essentially, we're looking for passive income or residual income. In other words,
So tell us a bit about the mortgage broking. So you bought some, you're looking at investment properties. So you get rental income, and saw that people having issues with finance and that sort of stuff. So you got into when did you get into mortgage broking?
Well, about 5 years ago, after I quit irrigation and agriculture, I decided that there's only a limited number of houses here. It's absolutely brilliant opportunity to get investment properties.
Yep.
And I've learned a lot. A lot of it, everything is education.
Yep.
So people said cash flow, other people said capital appreciation.
Yep.
People reckon you should never ever sell, you should buy and only keep them.
Yep.
Yeah, there's
Lots of
two
ways
stories
to
to everything. Yeah.
Lots of different ways to do it.
So pretty much you need both. You need capital appreciation and cash flow. You start off probably further out of the main centres where you can
Afford
but
to get
cheaper
in
you can
market.
afford. But you test and measure it every year,
Yep.
and then start selling off and moving. If a property is not performing, you move it on and then buy closer to the CBD
Yep.
where you're getting better chance of capital appreciation as well.
So
Yep.
was the decision to do, I guess, your qualification for finance and mortgage broker specifically just a natural extension of being around investment property, or
No, not at all.
Why did you what woke up one day and were like, oh, I think I'll go and get my mortgage qualification? How does that start?
Well, I arrived in the country, went to the bank to borrow money to buy a house, and Westpac said they'll lend me $48,000. I'm not going anywhere with that. And
Not here anyway.
No. Contemporary of mine worked for Aussie Home Loans, and yeah, went ahead, bought 2 houses and a block of ground just purely because what he knew.
Yep.
I didn't have a superannuation, so I figured that property was my vehicle for retirement. And also, you keep in place with inflation. It's index linked, if you know what I mean.
Yep.
So there sort of was a dissatisfaction with the bank and their effort to lend you money for investment. You're like, oh, well, obviously other people must have this problem too. Is that
Well, it woke me up to the fact that, yeah, it's fine to say investment properties, but not many people are cashed up. And for lending money, there's a huge difference between different banks, different lenders. Huge. Specifically when you start specializing into property investment or niche markets.
that's when having like a broker working on your behalf for
Yeah.
the mortgage, they're not self-interested so much with the bank. They go, well, who will lend you money for this investment property?
If you think if you think of like a mortgage as like a car, different cars do different things to different people, and different companies produce cars or mortgages for
Yeah,
for
a
different
vehicle
people.
for
And it's just a vehicle for building wealth through property. So that's the thing. Like some banks we know will take more rent into account or take more allowances into account, or are not worried about age or not worried about postcode and that sort of thing. It's
Yeah,
just
right.
a matter of knowing which one to go to.
it's not all about the interest rate. People get fixed on the interest rate. So basically, yes, I went off, I did a diploma in finance. I got my real estate license, which is a waste of time really, because it's not the same sort of thing.
Yep.
I did a fair bit of investment property education and did my school fees.
Yep.
And I get a huge buzz out of helping people get set up with investment properties.
Yep.
That's anything that creates passive income. Or through
Yep.
send-out cards as a tool for them for
Yep.
their data management and grow their business through that.
So how did you get your first couple of clients in the mortgage business? How did that sort of come about?
If you
Was
remember.
was it through that education that you were doing that you met people who were looking to get into real estate as well, and probably had the what location to buy in and what
Well,
to
there
look
are people
for?
who were going, oh, Rob, what are you doing? And then they
No,
ask you
there
for
was
help, or
pretty much my wife worked in family law for family lawyer, and I started off deciding a niche would be for people that battle to get loans through credit impairment or through other things.
Yep.
That was a big challenge, and trying to help women who'd had a divorce settlement that got a big deposit but they had no means to service the loan
Yeah.
to get them into a house. So I started basically on that one, and then I also early on through the family law company, I met a financial planning company so I also got some quality referrals out of them
Yeah,
because
so
because
really
otherwise you
establishing
battle.
some really key relationships with businesses that
It's crucial in
had
this
the
game.
kind of clients that you were.
It's absolutely
help.
crucial. And
Yeah.
as much as I love helping folk that are in a bad place, it's hard work, and not all of them appreciate it.
Yeah.
So probably an ideal client is somebody who wants to build a passive income
Yep.
and wants to do a property investment portfolio as a vehicle. And it's not to say that there's nothing wrong with shares and because I did stock market and I did a few courses on that, and I did my school fees. But so I believe that there's a balanced thing. You do both, but your profit, whatever you make out of the stock market, you park in a property.
And that's where you've got, like, we're talking multiple income streams. So you've got investment properties, your sort of work, if you like, in mortgage broking or finance, send out cards and whatever else you've set up. And that way you've got more than one thing happening at a time.
Don't put eggs in one basket.
Well, yes. Okay, so my business, mortgage broking business, I could grow that a lot more substantially, treat it as a business, a saleable asset. You do have a trail commission, so you do have an income from that side.
Up a business each month,
I haven't really focused much on that. I've been focusing purely on trying to help people and on a one-to-one basis, which is
what sort of marketing
something different.
What sort of marketing do you do on the mortgage side? Like, I know you come to our networking event and you go to other networking events, which you're going to meet people who are starting in business or in business, or accountants, planners, real estate agents, the sort of bread and butter for mortgage brokers. Did you do like much social media? Do you do like?
That's an interesting one, because I started off with traditional advertising, radio, magazines, newspapers, and I threw a lot of money against the wall. And I bought leads off internet companies. Total waste of time. The best is, and I was born BC, before computers. So it's basically face-to-face, word-of-mouth referrals, and I believe that's where you build your best relationships.
So with your radio ads, what did you do there? What sort of campaign was it?
Man, I spent quite a lot of money on it. It was over about a 3-month period, and the idea was trying to educate people, bring them to events where I could talk to them one-on-one, give presentations about investment properties and what you're looking at. It wasn't greatly successful at all. I'll never forget going to RSL. I had it all set up and talking about retirement and all that, and I sat there and I looked at all these folk over the age of 60, 65 at the pokie machines. And nobody was inside.
Should have been doing an investment course on how to buy a poker machine.
Well, I should have been saying, listen, make money here so you can spend it on pokie machines, you know, how to leverage your house.
Investment course on how to pay for your poker machine.
Yeah, there you go.
So you tried seminars and those sorts of things?
Yes.
And,
Yes. You would know where you sit there all by yourself waiting for the crowd to arrive.
And magazines and
newspapers and So lately I decided social media. And that's a real hard one, because I don't find any real depth of connection or anything on these things, especially Facebook. But I've met some really lovely ladies who are promising to show me the light and the truth and everything else through business beach breaking.
Yeah, we had a great session with Kim on LinkedIn. So I think LinkedIn's sort of probably more where you might want to head with your.
It was great because it did open it up.
Becoming like a knowledge expert.
Yeah, and I think social media, whilst it's maybe not as quite much now, it's been a really popular, like, this is the latest in marketing, right? But I think much like your income strategy of like, okay, I've got different streams, your marketing should be the same. It's like, okay, I've got a little bit in LinkedIn, maybe a little bit in Facebook, I'm doing networking here, networking there, I'm maintaining the relationship with the lawyer and the conveyancer, and
like farming, you know.
Yeah,
you're
exactly.
planting different crops. You got to water them. You got to irrigate them. You got to fertilize them.
Don't plant all your paddocks with the same thing.
And you got to weed them.
Make sure you weed them.
So yes, I met Kim. Kim's great. I met Emily. She's also great. You know, each got their different specialities. Yesterday was a lady, Kat. And she did traditional marketing as well. And I thought that was brilliant. At the end of the day, it's contacts, face-to-face relationship.
I think that's the thing for a lot of
financial services. Really.
A lot of the marketing in mortgage broking, accounting, planning, real estate, it's face to face. Is what drives
such a
it.
position of trust.
And that's what I love, is that each person becomes a friend. And not in it to churn money over or anything like that. Would far rather genuinely help somebody and so.
And it sort of goes a bit beyond that. We were talking with one of our first breakfast podcasts with Richard, the buyer's agent, and one of the clients he actually helped them move.
No, he's also a brilliant.
Yeah, because that was the issue. Was the client was in a position they wanted to get into their house, but they couldn't get a realist in time. So a truck and a couple of mates, and we moved the client in. So it is, as you say, it's more than just a transaction. It's a long-term relationship.
It's a relationship,
you're trying to build, and then
and
through those people you get your testimonials, and then you can build that and that sort of thing. So
yeah.
you've learnt a lot of lessons along the way. Some of them financially painful by the sounds of it. Apart from the idea that maybe radio advertising is not the first choice for a mortgage broker promotion, what other lessons can you teach us? Television before computers. So
it's pretty much about people. I genuinely like people, and I really enjoy trying to help them get their most potential. And a lot of people are stuck in a rut, or they're stuck because they don't know what they don't know, and they're too afraid to take the next step out. And it's a big thing, buying an investment property. I mean, it's a huge purchase. So,
or even just a property. Just get people, young people or older people getting into their first home. You mentioned the example before of the lady who was divorced. There's quite a lot of people who are in that position in their 40s and 50s, starting again. A mortgage broker or the bank can help them. But I think the benefit of the mortgage broker is you've got the access to lots of lenders, rather than maybe just the lender you deal with.
Well, from an investment property business, I did one scenario, and between one lender, the top and the bottom lender was $72,000 extra in lending capacity, which is another house basically.
Yeah.
And I also had one owner occupied recently. The difference between the one lender, you've got to be retired at 65, the loan has to be paid off, and I found another one where you could go to 85.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's the difference between a mortgage broker and going to a bank.
Yeah, and I know the banks are changing a lot around living expenses now and
Yes.
that sort of thing.
Yeah.
So some will take less into account or more, which impacts the amount that people
Yeah.
borrow. So,
I'll ask one kind of practical example. What do you write in your send out cards? I want to know what words do you put in there that gets people going, oh, thanks Rod, that was really nice. What are you writing?
Ask David, he'd probably received one.
Yeah, I got one after one of our first beach business breakfasts from Rod, and I got one from one of Rod's clients, which is just to come out of the blue, just opened it up, and there it was just a thanks.
Genuine, thank you, appreciation. You create them yourself, so you can put pictures in, photographs.
So you're just saying like, really nice to meet you, or
as a business, you can, for anybody's business, anybody who's got a database, yes, very nice to meet you. I send pictures of their house, I take photographs, put them on a card. Thank you for your settlement, send it to them at settlement. You can send about 5 times during the year. You don't want to spam them, but you can send them for their birthdays, but it's a genuine card. You can send a gift with it as well. So you can send a cake, or you can send a movie ticket voucher or coffee voucher, and just a genuine thank you.
Yeah.
And
I think I won't send pictures of people's houses about, thanks for completing your website. Here's a photo of your house. That wouldn't be weird.
Yeah, because you got into cards or something in your earlier days. Or you had...
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I've done lots of different things.
Yeah, so
but we have a process where we will send out to, when we've taken on a new job, we send out, assuming we make time to do it, a little sort of intro letter, like say, thanks for being a client, and usually a lanyard and a USB stick or something tactile, because
that they can touch, feel,
we're
smell,
dealing
whatever.
in the invisible internet cloud, like it's all just invisible.
Yeah.
So we try and send something that's real.
Tangible,
I have seen some terrible examples about how not to use it and what messages not to say, but
on the send out
cards. But it's up to the person. If the person's genuine and he means it, and it goes down really well.
Yeah.
And I'll send it just to thank you for servicing my car. You did a really great job.
Yeah.
Really appreciate it.
I think if you use it as a substitute for like a note you would send anyway, and you do it sort of like to one person, then that's fine. But if you're just sending it to like 100 people that you picked up their business cards and say, hey Fred, you're awesome, let's catch up for coffee. I don't know. If you do you're saying, you're doing it individually.
It's targeted, and it's got to add value to the relationship, hasn't it?
That's what you make of it. I mean,
you're using it as a short way of doing something that you would do anyway, not as a sort of broadcast marketing tool.
No. You certainly don't want to spam people. It's got to be genuine. Otherwise, you're no different to any other guys putting things in your letterbox.
Yeah. So, Rod, finally, just if you were starting business today, you said you started BC before computers. Would you do anything different apart from maybe not spend money on radio, press, and magazines? Is there anything you do differently now than if you're starting off?
Yeah, I'd say there are quite a lot of things I do differently.
Pick one.
Well, the first thing I'd probably do is get into property development, because I think that's a far better, and you can help people a lot in there as well.
Yeah.
I must be honest that compared to like irrigation, where I really enjoyed helping farmers get better yields, make more profit, you had a product to sell which was a lot easier and a lot more tangible than
Selling a service.
selling a service.
There's a need there, isn't there?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. I think people can see the end result. That's the thing. Yeah.
And my biggest thing would be to get in earlier,
Yeah.
to start earlier.
Yeah.
And to start doing like a passive income stream a lot earlier than when I started. I started very late, basically in last year.
Yeah. So 36.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Whereas if I'd started at 18,
Yeah.
I'd have been retired by the time I was 33.
Yeah. Yeah. You can come and enjoy the beach a bit more. So.
Yeah, this is it. I'd be a surfer. I'd be doing triathlons
It's
and
never,
doing all this
never
stuff.
too late to start surfing or doing anything, right? There's always today.
It's never ever.
This
It just
day
takes a
like this,
decision.
There's no real excuse
Yeah.
not to. Well, that's
Oh,
right.
it's perfect there, isn't
Beautiful, isn't
So
it?
look, thanks for coming in, Rod. Much appreciated. Thanks for being part of the Beach Business Breakfast.
Really enjoyed it.
Yeah, it's been
No,
good
thank
having a
you,
chat.
guys.
So hopefully a lot of people will have a watch of this and go, send out cards as for me, or I need help with investment properties.
it? Yeah. If you want the least pushy send out cards person in the world, that's Rod.
Yeah.
The
But,
least salesman-y, least network marketing-y.
Ah, that's the problem.
Have a talk to Rod.
Yeah. It's not,
Yeah.
He won't try and make you send out many cards.
Yeah.
Just
So,
the
But I
right
want to
ones.
thank you very much for a great computer service you do, and also a really great job you do in facilitating this,
Yeah, it's
and you touch a lot of people's lives yourselves.
fantastic.
Thank
we're getting
you.
Very, very, very good feedback, and we're getting 40 to 50 people at each meeting now. So, but there's ways we can improve it, which we'll do. So, thanks for that.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
Awesome
thanks,
work.
thanks
Thanks,
again, Rod, and enjoy the
thank
rest
you.
of your day.
If I can help you, give me a shout.
Yep.
Be a pleasure.
Yeah.